What's up, Taurus? What's up, you guys? Welcome to our Love Nest. We haven't done a Taurus show in about 3 weeks. So today we are going to celebrate this Taurus energy, all these good vibes that are here for you, Taurus, with a Taurus show. Okay. So if you've never seen the Taurus show, we kind of do a little bit of everything. We look at your overall energy, what's manifesting in your for yourself, what's manifesting in your love life, what's manifesting in your career, what your spiritual team wants you to know moving forward. And at the end, we tap in a little bit into your person, okay? So the person on your mind, the person that you may be spiritually aligned with, that's going to be at the very end. So yeah, I'm super excited, you guys. Hi, Melissa. Hey, you guys. We're doing it a lot earlier than we normally do on a Friday. But that's okay. I just feel guided to do it now. Hi, Miss Elite. Hi, Michaela. I love the name Michaela. My niece's name is Michaela. Do you guys have anything planned this weekend? If you don't tell me. But yeah, let me know if you have anything planned this weekend. Plan on getting out the house? Are you staying in? Are you going out? What y'all getting into? Hey, Lady Soldier. What's goody in the hoodie? I like that. Going to a bridal shower? That's nice. Bridal showers are always fun. That's where it gets really interesting, okay? The bridal showers are where it's fun at, okay? Exploring Arizona. Nice. So we got some traveling energy here. I do feel like the download that I got for you, Taurus, is whatever, no matter what comes out in today's reading, it is good news for you. Okay. All right. I feel like Spirit's going to really be filling you in on not necessarily people, places, and things, but how you can access your highest timeline, how you can paradigm shift, all right, and align to the path or the yeah, it feels like a path. I just been getting a lot of downloads about a path that is open for you, a path that is the least resistant, a path that looks like you no longer have to experience repetitive cycles. All right. That's an old path that you were on. That's an old reality. And so embarking on this new path, it looks completely different for you, Taurus. It does look like a lot of the things that you'll be leaving behind, there's some residual energy. But no matter what comes out in the reading, for you, Taurus, that this resonates for, because it will not resonate for everybody. If it resonates for you, you're going to feel liberated. You should feel free. You should feel confirmed, reassured. That it feels like a road opener. Some of you guys may have done a road opener candle. You could have, I don't really feel like cutting cords. It feels like blockbusters. So anything that was blocking you energetically or making you feel stuck or stagnant, all of that is being like the gutters are being cleared. Okay. So the energy feels very fresh. It feels very open. And so I like that. And the angel number that I got for you, Taurus, was 333. So go ahead. Thank me later. I feel like this is definitely going to be some premonitions. So as well, when it comes to the timing or when it's meant to happen for you, try not to hold on too tightly to like it happening this weekend or I don't know when it's going to happen. But what I do know is that your spiritual team wants me to fill you in. All right. Because it feels like someone or a situation is going to come at you. And so spirit wants to fill you in, Taurus, on how this is going to play out, how they're going to come at you, what angle they're going to come from. I feel like they're going to come at you from an angle of like, silly arguments, silly feuds. There may be some commentary, but all of it's intended to distract you. All of it's intended to, like snide remarks, is intended to get your concentration. And when you're concentrating on a negative vibration, that's how you get back on a negative pattern of thinking, a negative old triggered way of responding to situations. But fret not, because I feel like spirit is not even having that. All right, your spiritual team is saying you came too far on your journey to turn back now. So all of this is I heard the attempt to distract you. All right. I'm also hearing that a lot of things are going to come in the disguise or some form of a favor. All right. So someone could be asking you for a favor, or they could be wanting to give you a favor. It feels like someone wants to give you a favor or do something for you, and it's flattery. All right. Once they have you at this meeting, once they have you at this, it could be anything. I don't know if it's like a sit down meeting. It feels like a kind of like whatever you say or however you react is going to be out there forever. Like you can't delete it. You can't get rid of it, right? This could be someone pulling out their phone and trying to get you to behave a certain kind of way so they can hold it for like court purposes. There's things like that happening, right? Because when Taurus has been kind of fed up of constantly being hit when they're down and constantly being meddled with or bothered, at that point you see red, right? And you really don't think too much about the consequences or how it can play to the detriment of you. Not saying that you care, but for this type of situation, it feels like either it's a major business deal, it's a major opportunity in your life, it's something that you wanted, right? And so when people try to take you down or try to remove you or take you down a few notches, the best way for them to do it is by trying to come at you in an indirect way. The best way for them to betray you, all right, is to be close to you, to be the Judas in your life in some capacity. But it does feel like someone that is kind of prone to gossip. They're kind of prone to misery loving company. You just can't trust. You can't trust whoever these people are. It feels like an energy, a collective, if you will. I'm also sensing like a lot of money may be on the table. Your reputation. Okay. If you've already reacted to certain situations and been triggered, you were meant to be triggered at that point. Okay. But I do feel like whoever will resonate with today's show, you possess a very powerful type of light. Okay. You have the ability to light up the darkness. And so your responsibility is far greater than the average person. You know why? Because no good deed goes unpunished. So you are a good person. I'm picking up on someone that's always doing for other people. I'm picking up on a collective that's always trying to do good things for other people and not just yourself. Okay. But it seems like the more good you do for other people, you tend to get the short end of the stick, or you tend to get punished. And it's not the universe punishing you. It's what you represent. Your energy represents a lighter lifestyle, a lighter way of thinking, a lighter journey. And even though your journey hasn't been light, as in the struggles, it feels lighter to other people because you are not distraught. You are not broken. You are not shred to pieces. And so anything that you do good for the collective, There are going to be people that want to talk about it in a malicious way. There are going to be a lot of negativity that just comes with the territory. So I'm here to encourage you. Like always, I'm here to provide you with confirmations and anything that spirit needs you to be aware of or give you a heads up on. I'm going to channel those messages as well. There are people as well that have been in the position that you're in. And I feel like those beings, those passed over influencers, right? Ascended masters, they've been there and done that. Okay. But one of the things that they have never been able to do to any of you that resonate with this type of energy is take you out, like completely eradicate your light out of this world, completely shut you down. And that has really irritated that force of negativity, that force of darkness. So remember to steady the course, okay? And just know it's confirmation for you. When people start talking and negativity starts to come your way, it's confirmation for you that you're doing the right thing. It's backwards forward for people like y'all. That's all I can tell you. So let's talk about what deck you want to get. Let's talk about you, Taurus, and your energy. I'm hearing something about Toronto. All right, Scorpionic energy, which is your sister sign, I believe. Okay, the sister sign to Taurus is Scorpio. So a lot of focus is going to be on Scorpionic energy. This is a very dark period of time or a dark transit or something like that. And so the Scorpio energy is you can get sucked into that void. You can get sucked into that dark hole. But your spiritual team is like, nah, I'm about to let you know what's coming at you. So this way you can study the course on the route that you're supposed to be going in. Okay. All right, Spirit, can you show me for Taurus? Can you show me the collective Taurus energy? Let me show me Taurus energy. So we have Temperance in reverse. Sheesh. Why did I hear like no justice, no peace? Okay. What is going on with the King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck? Um. Okay, so we have something going negatively, all right, with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. All right, I do feel like Taurus, you're trying to combat negative thoughts. You're trying to, I don't know, you're trying to do some type of magic here. Alchemy, magic. The Temperance in reverse to me is if you have to do it yourself, you will. That's the type of energy that I see you in. Kind of like if you have to make it happen yourself, you will. If you have to do it personally, you will. If there's any outside factors that could mess up your plan or deviate what you want, you're willing to, if I got to get it done, I'll do it myself. That's the energy that I'm seeing here. Like I feel like there's something about not wanting to have to worry about somebody that's emotionally manipulative. You know you can't trust somebody. And since you're afraid that somebody will show their ass, I feel like you're trying to get ahead of the situation, right? By taking matters into your own hand. Now, whatever you're taking matters into your own hands about, it does feel as if you've been already shown, either you've been shown the future already, or you've already had some type of inclination of something. Maybe you had a dream. Thank you, Maurice, for the super chat. Maybe you had a dream or something. What is this? There's a loss of patience about a situation or with a person. What is the loss of patience in regards to? I don't know. There was some type of conversation, something that was said. Someone's afraid that somebody will say something, do something, and that it will trigger you, Taurus. I feel like either you, this is about your energy. You feel like you don't want somebody to carry a bone or to take some information and misuse it. That would kind of throw you off balance in a way. And so maybe you're contemplating on if something was a good idea or if something is a good idea. This could be about you introducing somebody to someone else and you may be wondering if that's a good idea. This could be you introducing a particular person to your friend group and you may be wondering if it's a good idea to introduce somebody that has a different belief system to your family, or somebody that has a different way of life to people that you may be friends with. Because the Knight of Pentacles is telling me that these are scenarios where, let's say, for example, you're an employee and you're about to meet your boss's wife, or let's say that you are a coworker and you're about to get invited to a holiday or a party. You know what I'm saying? There's this question of, is it a good idea to mix something professional with something personal? Because the sun is in reverse. And even though these thoughts are coming up, I feel like the sun is still a positive omen, even though it's in reverse. So I do feel like there's something, you may be a little paranoid about a particular person that you either work with or that you're around that you can't quite trust. Clarify this Queen of Cups energy. The Seven of Swords. Okay. All right. So it feels like being concerned that somebody would be able to intuitively pick up on something. I feel like you want to say something, you want to do something, but it's like you want to reveal something, but you can't, or you feel like you can't. You want to do more, but you feel like you can't because you have to work. What you working on, Taurus? What you doing? I feel like you don't want somebody to feel rejected. You don't want someone to feel alienated, rejected, or isolated. So you're at this point where it's like, if you end up doing something yourself, you'll have to come out of isolation. You'll have to, something's transitioning from being, feels like something is transitioning from being private to real, or something's transitioning from being fantasy to reality. This is really happening type of energy. This is a really about to happen. It's not a dream. It's not a 5D reality. It's for real, for real. So I don't know what it is, but something feels really for real this time right now. So maybe you're having like a drink, or you're talking to yourself, or you have your left brain and your right brain are going back and forth, and you're like, Am I ready? Like, you are ready, but it's like, am I ready? I feel like either somebody has a lot of Gemini placements in their chart, but it's like talking to yourself. You're talking to yourself. What you should do, how you should do it, what you shouldn't say, what you should say. And it's like, love, I'm gonna need y'all to just calm down. Look at the temperance. It's in reverse. It's okay. It's okay. I feel like there may be someone special to you that you feel is very fragile. And so you're worried for, like, you want everybody to feel good. You want everybody to feel comfortable. You want everybody to have a good time. And that's a lot of pressure for one person. So I don't know what you're doing, but it's like Spirit is saying, it's okay. It's okay. Woo. All right, so let's see, Spirit, what's manifesting for Taurus energy? So we have the Oracle in reverse. So lay off needing to know. All right. What's manifesting for you? This is about experience. Okay. And I feel like because you are being divinely guided to experience, nothing is going to make sense for you quite well. Like, as far as, like, there was once upon a time where I felt like Spirit was very descriptive with you, Taurus. They wanted you to really be able to vividly imagine what's coming for you and what's happening for you. But it's like Spirit has slammed the door, honey, on how much they're willing to reveal to you. They gave you a little bit of a taste and then they took it back. So I do sense being spiritually teased in some capacity, because it feels like Spirit is keeping it very PG with you, keeping it very on a need to know basis. They're not really giving a lot to Taurus energy as far as you being able to see so vividly and so clearly into the future. You have to go out there and do things, experience, in order for, us to really see something physically happening. Because it's like right now, y'all season, this is about you actually experiencing all of that fantasy, experiencing all of those dreams and daydreaming and fantasies that you cultivated. It's harvest season. So if you were fantasizing the past 6 years, 12 years about a life where you got to really experience the fullness thereof, this is your season. This is your season to have that reality check, go to that venue, go book that appointment, have that experience, date, live your life, and all that great stuff. But it's like your brain is playing tricks on you. On one side, you hear your brain saying, just do it. And then on the other side, you hear your brain saying, but what if? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm thinking it's wrong. And it's like, no, 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 no. What are you talking about? We said do it. Especially for my singles out here. Y'all are single and you're not in a relationship and you have not really been able to, the Queen of Pentacles, experience your own light. It's time to go outside. My abstinent people, come on now. You're never going to find Mr. and Mrs. Right if you don't book flights, if you don't go places, if you don't do things. So if you've had negative experiences with other people, this is why the Oracle is in reverse. I feel like the universe is kind of chastising Taurus energy a little bit. Yeah. It's like, well, you didn't do anything, so I'm not telling you nothing. So if you have readers that you love or people that you normally go to for messages, it's not their fault. They're really not the ones. They maybe have a hard time connecting with your energy right now, Taurus, because it feels like You may hear them say that a lot, like, I don't know if I'm even saying the right things. And I feel like that's them mirroring back to you. At this point, we're just talking about things you want to do that you'll never do. At this point, we are all just gossiping because there's no action. And so there's a need for action and decisions and sticking to something. Temperance is coming out in reverse again. So that's why. Oh, tricky, tricky. I like it though. Okay. Uh huh. So this is part spirit, but this is also part somebody else. Especially for Tauruses out here that if you obsessively need to know every little detail, if you obsessively need to be in control over situations or want to know what's going to happen next, or you're used to doing everything yourself, nobody's ever going to be able to surprise you if you're always taking matters into your own hands. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It feels like I feel like somebody wants to know who talked to you, Taurus, who made you doubt yourself, who made you feel like something wasn't going to go in your favor, who made you question if something was going to pan out or play out the way you wanted. So I feel like someone's trying to figure out, you know, who scared you or who's done something to you. I don't know. Because we have the Page of Swords. Unless you're the Emperor. If you're the Emperor, which is Aries energy, I feel like with this Emperor energy in reverse, you have major arcanas, the Devil, the Temperance, and this is about a decision. Trusting what you've seen and trusting what you know. So when you have an experience, right, Taurus, and let's say that your spirit guides tell you 6 blocks up the road, you're gonna see a stop sign. When you see that stop sign, you'll know to make a left. Until you see that stop sign, keep walking straight. When you have those type of experiences where your guides are giving you direct orders and wanting you to trust them, part of that comes from you trusting the guidance, right? So this is a these are tests of trust, tests of faith, right? So you get to that stop sign and you're like, oh wow, that's a real stop sign. It's not just a fantasy. It's not just a 5D or oracle message or something that I read. It's actually showing up in my reality. When you have experiences like that where your spiritual team is very specific with you about what's going to happen and they show you so much, and then you get to the stop sign, you never get to the stop sign for them to prove to you that what they were telling you was real, you really disappoint your spiritual team. Because that was supposed to be an experience that strengthened your relationship with your spirit guides. That was supposed to be a walk that you took for them to reveal to you how present they are in your everyday reality. So those exercises that spirit is trying to show you and interact with you in a real 3D experience, you don't trust it. So it's like there's an energy of wanting to figure out who screwed with your psyche so much to the point where you struggle with being able to really believe or trust that You can blindly walk 6 blocks up the road and just believe with your whole heart that there will be a stop sign at some point. And when that stop sign appears, you won't question if you should go left or right. That's where we are right now. Is trying to figure out what or who has made you feel like you need to take action, or you need to be concerned about what's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? There's something about like that. So hopefully that makes sense, because that's what I'm getting. Like, who made you afraid? What are you afraid of? What has you worried? Is it your energy? Is it someone else's energy? Are you feeling the effects of those energies? You know what I'm saying? Because your spirit guides are saying, your vision is impaired anyway. That's pretty much what your spirit guides are saying. Your vision is impaired anyway. So I don't know if you are aware of this, but there is some type of what's that word? There's something else going on that's spiritual. I feel like I don't know if it's the transits or the planets or whatever. Something going on. Trying to figure that out may be out of my jurisdiction. I don't know. All right, let's see what's manifesting in your love life. What's manifesting? We're going to do singles and then we'll do couples. What's manifesting for singles? All right, so we have guardian angel. You are not alone. All right, so for singles, you're not alone. That's what's manifesting for you. Confirmations along your journey that assures you that what is intended for you is coming. There are going to be signs, synchronicities, videos that pop up on your feed, emojis, random things, acts of services, things that you will see in your everyday 3D reality that just confirms for you that love is here for you. Okay? Your time is coming. Thank you, Gigi, for your super chat. I truly appreciate it. Okay, and you need to know that you are not alone, because my singles, you have this thing about you where you, in the past, with your past relationships, before you were single, before you took a vow of celibacy, before you did any of those things, you would bend over backwards for people. You would compromise yourself. You would compromise and over empathize and be considerate of other people so much to the point where it would leave you feeling like you did it again. It would leave you feeling like you were misused. Your kindness was taken for granted. You repeated another pattern and you did it all over again. Something about, for my singles, it's important to have patience right now, because it's easy during this time to kind of get into a familiar space. A familiar space of when things feel stagnant, or you start to feel like you're no longer spiritually restricted. Like before, there was an energy where it was like no matter what Taurus singles wanted to do, you could tell, like, as a medium, I could feel it, where it felt like spirit had you in timeout. Spirit had you in a hangman position where even if you wanted to, nobody was coming towards you. Nobody was interested in you. Nobody was trying to be serious. Nobody was taking action, right? So in this season, you are you're working smarter and not harder. You're trusting and you're allowing the experiences to play out in its own way rather than trying to focus on it so much. And when you do that, that's the road that's opening. So yeah, past, new, past and new people are all going to be attracted to you. They're all going to be drawn to you because that's the way energy works. It's like when you don't want something, then it wants you, which is why you hear people say, damn, when I was single, nobody wanted to date me. But now that I'm in a relationship, everybody wants me. People, the energy is attracted or drawn to that which it can't have. Okay? Because the masses, you got to understand, the masses energetically are all programmed. You got to understand the program. They're programmed to want what they can't have. So here you are going against that current. You're being a koi fish. And so you're going upstream when everyone's going in one direction. Everyone's they're striving to have that person and chase that person and do this and do that. And here you are going upstream where you're like, okay, everybody's going this way. I'm going to go the other way. And I'm going to just be alone, be single. So boom, you've already created an energetic rift in the current of how things naturally go. So yes, when you decide to go that route, you're going to stick out like a sore thumb. People are going to naturally be gravitating to you because you have committed to swimming upstream. There's also going to be the negative polar opposite where people are going to look at you like, why would you ever want to go upstream when everybody's going this direction? Because you're not trying to blend in. You are trying to stand out. So for my singles, as you are standing out, your spiritual team wants you to know that that's not an invitation for you to get a taste of standing out and then you start trying to do tricks and flip over backwards and accept anything. What it is an opportunity for you to be able to just receive, because you're going to receive a lot when you go upstream. And I know it sounds ass backwards, but energy just is energy. Okay. And so what I'm seeing here is you're sticking out like a sore thumb, singles. And so you have past energies that are like, hey, let me spin the block. I've been in this lazy river for a minute. I bumped into you again. Let me try to see what's up with you. That's what I'm seeing here. So I'm seeing past people as well that didn't notice you before. Now they're noticing you. Past people that have betrayed you before. Now they're coming back around. And on top of coming back around, when you're going upstream, what happens? The program that they're conditioned with is when they feel rejected by somebody that they feel like they want or that they feel is special, then they're going to be mean towards you and they're going to do certain things to make you feel like, well, if I can't have you, nobody can. All of that's an illusion. And I feel like the right person will not try to catch you. You know what I'm saying? There's something about the right person will not try to catch you slipping. They will not try to force your hand. They won't project whatever they have going on in their personal life onto you. Because they have too much things going on in their life. They're already swimming upstream. I feel like the right person will be swimming upstream, will be a koi fish just like you. So what happens when two koi fish get together? You know how much energy it takes to swim upstream against the water, the flow of water. I'm describing the type of person, the type of fish that is too busy swimming and moving forward to be worried about if you genuinely care for them or not. They're going to trust their guides. They're going to trust that even when you're not together, that you're still together. Even when you can't speak, you're still speaking. You get what I'm saying? The universe becomes the entire universe, the entire reality becomes their telephone. And so instead of having to send you direct messages, you're going to just go out there in the world and you're going to be like, you're going to feel that person everywhere you go. You're going to be able, that person's going to talk to you through everything. Signs on a door, messages on a car, random people are going to approach you. And it is your person. Believe it or not, singles. And when you get to that space, look at that, the Ace of Swords. When you get to that space, no matter who comes into your reality, they will come in and they will come out because you know that they're just there to give you a message from your person. They're just there to give you a confirmation. Now, when you're in this frequency, singles, and you're in this alignment, the distractions that I was telling you about, Toronto, the distractions that I was telling you about is trying to see what they can do to you. They're Canadian. Can you do this for me, or can I do this for you? So those are the type of people that are going to, they're going to come up towards you to try to take you out of that frequency, out of that alignment all day long. And I do feel like your counterpart can tell. So there's some things that you need to know with the Seven of Swords, the Tower in the reverse. I feel like Three of Coins. I feel like this is a confession, y'all. Like somebody may want to confess or tell you the truth about something. Which was coming towards you, singles in love, is somebody wants to confess or tell you the truth about something, and they're gonna say it like, "Oh, I just wanna talk to you about it before it gets out of hand. I want to bring this to you, tell you X, Y, and Z." It does feel like somebody is gonna come towards you. They want to talk. They want to have a meeting. They want to clear the air. Let's clear the air. Let's do this. And so if this is a tower moment where somebody has something to tell you, they're hoping that by them telling you this, it will like shatter you in some way. It'll make you feel like, oh, wow, you did that. Somebody did something. I don't know what it is that they did. It's a lot of things. I'm not going to pull too hard into it, but I feel like somebody is kind of stuck in a karmic cycle with a situation. And this person wants to know that you care or something like that. So they're going to tell you about some of their business, and they're going to have it like a moment of truth. Maybe you know the person, maybe you don't. All I know is they want to do you a favor. How is this a favor for? Because this person feels like there's no other way out of this situation than to tell you something. and they're hoping that it would kind of like spark something inside of you to make you want to confront that person, or can make you want to like confront the situation. Now, if this is some type of situation where it's like close friends or something like that, somebody may have some type of secret they want to tell you about a close friend, relative. I don't know. This could be coworkers type of situation. Uh huh. Why is this person even bringing this to Taurus? Why is this person bringing this to Taurus? Okay, so this person is bringing this towards you because they feel like you may try to date somebody, or you want to date somebody. So somebody may be trying to reach out to you or somebody else to try to say like, "Oh, in the event that you want to date this person, you may want to know something about them. You may want to know something about this person." It feels like someone's trying to slander someone else or slander you. That's for somebody. And then there's this other dynamic where somebody wants to tell you about an unsuccessful relationship that they have with someone else, and they want to tell you about it because they can't get out of it. All right, that's what I'm seeing for singles here. Somebody trying to get you back, in a nutshell. They got themselves into a situation and they feel as if you're moving on with your life, in a nutshell. That's for singles. For those of you that are in a relationship, let's see what's manifesting in love for you guys. Sheesh. Okay, so for starters, y'all that are in relationships, I feel like you're about to lose friends or family. That's how I feel. That's what I'm seeing here. It's like you're being called to step up and be some type of figure in your relationship. Not necessarily for your relationship, but that you may be like the model of the perfect relationship. And so you're going to have a lot of haters that don't really like how your relationship is so much better than theirs. But I do feel like you represent what a healthy connection looks like for those of you that are in a relationship. Like, I'm seeing something to do with, I just feel like somebody's not going to be happy for you if you're in a relationship. Yeah, we have the 7 of Cups. Someone's trying to project onto your relationship, or they're going to attempt to project onto your relationship like, oh, this person isn't for you. You could do a lot better. This person probably put a spell on you, or they probably, I feel like for those of y'all that are in relationships, there are people that feel like you're being naive when it comes to love. They don't really support who you have chosen, or who you have chosen to walk this journey with. Especially like if y'all are not married, or if y'all don't, like, let's say, I don't know, there's something to do with the 4 of Wands energy. This could be like an old community group of friends you used to have. I feel like somebody doesn't like how you can see. You got to be some type of role model. All right, you could be a teacher, you could be any type of position where you are seen by a lot of people, where people can gossip about you, people can talk about you. They pretty much wishing that your person realizes that you are not worth marrying, that you're not worth being with long term, and that you feeling alone, or this person being so busy and you're home alone all the time, it forces you to like suspect or become suspicious that this person is cheating on you or lying to you. So that's a projection that I'm seeing here. So if you're in a relationship, I feel like people are preying on your downfall. And it feels like people that you may be in social groups with or communities or clubs. Okay. If you go to like, if you have like a I don't know, a book club or people that you talk to about your business, probably not a good idea. This could be people you used to work with as well. They watch you or they look you up on social media to try to see what you're about to do next. It feels like my those of y'all that are in a relationship, either y'all got into like a mean girls club or a mean guys club, but this feels like girl stuff. So if this is a guy type of situation, you may have like guy friends or friends that are your girls, that girls that are your friends that are a little jealous about how much you would rather spend time with your partner than to be like on the streets with them. That's the type of shady friendships that I'm seeing here. So yeah, this brings back you, what's manifesting is discontentment. People that feel like they fumbled you. People that are jealous that they're still living their karmic lifestyles and you are on a different vibration. And a lot of this could be in regards to like either people you used to get money with, people that you used to be in church groups with, community groups with, or family. Okay. And if they're friends, they got to be the type of friends that you went to their house, they went to your house type of friends. So, word to the wise. I let them speculate, keep them at arm's length. Because they got a lot of evil eye trying to come for you. All right, let's talk to your spiritual team right quick. I told y'all this is what that is. Back and forth. Conflict. What's happening is you're going into a new paradigm. And so the karmic patterns are trying to pull you back. So they're trying to cut the rope. Imagine yourself ascending, right? And you're like being airlifted into the sky. You're on a super high, supernova. And then out of nowhere, someone just cuts the rope that's attached to you and then you fall down. That's what I'm seeing here. While you were up in your supernatural high, your natural high, you got a glimpse of your future and who that person is, what you guys are to each other. And so just like this rope is being pulled, you're being pulled back down to like the mundane earthly realm. And these events is to be a distraction in disguise. And it's like, nope, you thought that you was finna leave me. You thought that you was finna go to a different reality. Like these are a lot of people that refuse to accept that you're going into a totally different lifestyle, a totally different crabs in a barrel, man. This is crabs in a barrel type of mentality for your ass. And these are people that you have done, I don't want to dramatize how it's people because I really genuinely feel like people only do what they know. And yes, you can hold them accountable, but you can't hold someone accountable that isn't aware of what they're doing. You see what I'm saying? Which is why it's so important for those of you that are role models and those of you that are light workers to shine your light so brightly, because it's your light that makes them aware that they are the ones that chose this for themselves, and they are also the ones that can choose better for themselves. So I feel like in these situations, as your spirit is revealing to you all the traitors in your life, all the people that don't wish for you to ascend, it's like they want you to stay in their struggle. They want you to stay talking about the same things, continuously talking about third party shit, continuously worrying about what's going on in the world, shit that you can't change, and they're all being used like conduits of distraction, which is why those that have been there and done that is pretty much saying that all of this is going to come in the disguise of people that want to do. They're going to say, oh, I just care about you. Oh, I just want to see you do right. Or, oh, I just want better for you. Or I just want to do something nice for you. So you're learning how to be in spaces and rooms with people that you know are pretty much traitors. And so you'll master this. So this is a warning that this is what happens when you ascend to this level of ascension. You become the model, the role model in your life. You will have many meetings. You'll have many sit downs. And you will watch the traitors smile in your face, and they'll show you all 32. They'll show you. I call them chastities. So I used to have this Yorkie, right? And her name was Chastity. And she used to, when you used to say, Chastity, show me your teeth, she would show you all her grill. Like she had on golds or something. And so every time I see somebody that smile like that and they be like, hee hee hee, and they be in your face with all that flattery shit, all I see is chastity. But I feel like that's what you're gonna see people smiling. But remember, they can't go where you're going. Yeah. They can't go where you're going with the world card. So because they can't go where you're going, because they lack the ability to forgive and lighten their load and their burdens, they gonna come pull you down. Or try to. Four of Cups. I'm telling you. So no matter what you decide, it's important every chess move that you make, fret not. Don't say to yourself, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Do not think negative about any decision you make. If you make a decision, you just remake a next play, right? When you're playing chess, do you ever get to take back the move that you make, or once you clock it, it's done? So once you make the decision, just move forward and take that with a grain of salt and utilize it in the next event, and make a more strategic move the next time. And so I feel like that's kind of where you're going to have to lead so you don't end up following the riffraff. Have no regrets during this season. Just know it's a part of this. The part of no good deed is going to come unpunished. So you're a good person, so they finna try to punish you in some way. Look at that. And I feel like every time you try to, well, let me go back and revisit and see what I said wrong. Every time you have a conversation and y'all start unhashing how you could have said this and what you could have said and what you didn't have to say and do, if it was done, it's done. You can't go back. And this goes in any area of life. If you're in relationships or you're working towards relationships, it serves you no purpose to sit around and talk about past relationships. For what? They're in the past for a reason. And so the past wants to be made relevant. If you're at a job and I don't care, like this is that type of energy to the point where if you really about that life and you got a resume, you don't even need to be putting down the jobs you got fired from or that you quit from. As far as they're concerned, you never got fired and you never quit. So you need to create you something on that resume that is worth mentioning, that's worth manifesting. Otherwise, you are you are invoking a negative pattern over your life, right? This is about you speaking positive vibes into your life. You speaking positivity into your life. And it's a struggle, but it takes practice. And I feel like every situation that feels like it's at a loss to you is always at a gain to you if you can flip it. Okay? Call this Hood Chronicles. Wink, wink. You could thank me later. Yes, Ace of Wands. I'm telling you. You ever stir a pot? When you stir a pot, you stir to the right. No one ever tells you to stir the pot to the left. When anytime you stir in the pot to the left, if you ever pay attention to when you cook, and I feel like this is instinctual, when you're doing things like cleaning your rice or cleaning with salt in let's say you're making pasta, right? When you stir to the left, you're pretty much removing whatever residual was on the rice or the pasta. When you add the salt, you're pretty much invoking the releasing of that energy, right? The releasing of any old energy. Now, when your ass start mixing the stuff like the seasoning and you start mixing the pasta and the tomatoes and stuff like that, you whip to the right. The reason why you whip to the right is because that's where the goodness is. That's where the good vibes are. And so when you in the kitchen with your parent and you young and you don't know those things, you pay attention to what they do. And that's why, that's where the magic happens. It's in the way that it's passed down. It's instinctual. So I feel like that's pretty much how Spirit is saying, everything is spiritual. Everything is energy. From the way you put on a jacket and the way you take off a jacket, the way you stir a pot and the way you unstir a pot. When you making pasta or rice and you add too much stuff, right? You can't take nothing out of it. So what do? You add some sugar. What does sugar add? It cuts the salt condensation. So you really can break down if it's too sweet, you add a little salt. If it's too salt, you add a little. So that's why this is here. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down, okay? That's what Spirit is saying. Nothing is a mistake. You just roll with the punches. Okay? Muhammad Ali. Be light on your feet. And this is how you're going to stay out of it. And you're like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know what I was doing. And then you play crazy. If you get caught. And when I say play crazy, I'm not telling you to go out there and do nothing mischievous. That's on your own time. I'm talking about you utilizing your ability to use what you have to get where you know you need to be. If you know you only have, I don't know if y'all saw it, but I posted on the community tab. It was a boy on a electric scooter, and he took the lawn chair and he put it on the seat of the electric scooter, and he was riding around on that scooter like he was in a Bugatti, or he was in an expensive car. That is imagination. That is using what you have to experience what you don't have. And therefore, one day you will be sitting in that Bugatti. One day you're going to be sitting in that reality because you believed it long before you had it. You were mixing and mixing these beats and playing around with different sounds and being experimentative for a reason. None of it was in vain. Because you were practicing all along from when y'all were kids on how to alchemize these experiences to work in your favor. Right? And I always say, should I say that, Spirit? Okay, I'll say it. So, what was it? So one time I was at the doctor, right? And For those of y'all that don't know, I have children with sickle cell, right? And so when my children go to get their blood transfusion, they tend to, like, they don't cry, right? So they're not emotional about blood transfusions. When people say, "Oh, I'm so sorry you have to go through this," they ask questions like, "Why are people sorry?" Like, they don't understand sorry. They don't understand sadness about their life. They actually don't have it in their body. Like, it's not a part of their existence as far as how they perceive their reality, right? So she asked me, how are they so well behaved, or how are they so able to, go through that experience all their life? And they're such a professional at it. They can give you, they're only 9 and 7, and they can give you an IV. All right. They know how to make a grown person sit down over there being all sensitive. Anyway, long story short, well, I told her, and it was very blunt. So if you're sensitive, you may want to watch this part. But I was like, well, that's what happened when you got nigga in your DNA. You tend to build up a high tolerance level that allows you to be able to experience a lot of uncomfortable situations that tear you down and beat you up, but you don't sit around and cry about it. You find a way to flip your negatives into positive, and you keep moving forward. And so her mouth was dropped, like she was like, what? And so my daughter says, yeah, it's called thugging it out. So when your body is like information, your body, it will unlock ancient abilities that comes from memories from your ancestors that allow you to experience what is perceived to a lot of people as great trauma, but not ever walk away feeling as if you were traumatized. You may hit me, but you will never be able to create trauma inside of me. That is your brain. That's your garden. And so don't ever let anybody, no matter the experiences, take you to a place where they're getting you to procreate more misery into this universe. Don't let anyone ever come across your journey and put you in such a negative space that you would will negativity back into your reality. It don't go together. And it's not from a space of a victim. It's in a space from a space of a victor. You were meant to experience that traumatic experience. You were meant to be hit. You were meant to be talked to crazy. Everything that you went through was never in vain. The only way it can be in vain is if you perceive your experiences from a state of lack on everything. So if you believe that you just had to accept something, then you'll accept it. If you believe that you just had to get used to some shit, then that's all you'll ever do, get used to some shit. But if you can see the infinite options and possibilities that come from one experience, that is your God DNA. That is your Christ consciousness. And that is the awakening that everyone should be experiencing. And coming up about these damn struggles. Because you do not walk alone. And that's for real, for real. You don't. So let's see what's going on with your career, Taurus. Spirit, what's manifesting in Taurus' career, their finances? What do you need them to know? Spirit, what's manifesting in Taurus career? Patience. Okay. So in your career, not everybody's going to be able to pretty much, I don't know what you do for work. If you write topics or you talk about certain things, not everybody's going to be on your intellectual level. Not everybody's intellectual. Not everybody can really read between the lines. I feel like at work, you're in an environment where there's ignorance, there's cognitive dissonance, there's a lack of common sense, there's issues. Okay. And those issues, some people are not meant to access parts of their brain or their abilities in the same lifetime as you. You may just be the person that goes into the office every day and you always make a fresh cup of coffee. And your consistency at making a fresh cup of coffee may feel like it's nothing to you, but when you pass over or you're no longer here, they're going to be like, man, I remember no matter what was going on in that person's life, they always came in and made a cup of coffee. It don't matter what was happening. That's how powerful you going to make a cup of coffee is. It's not even the cup of coffee. That's how powerful your existence is. That's how much your light will leave a lasting impact. I don't care if you're just a natural grandmother that no matter if your grandkids come every day on Sunday or if your kids ever call you, you religiously, like a religion, create the space where you gonna cook on Sunday and that dinner is gonna be at the table, even if it's one person sitting at the table. When you cross over, they will never forget that it didn't matter if it was sun up or sundown. You always had Sunday dinner. If y'all are masculines out there and you always show up and you go to work, no matter if your body tired, no matter how you feel, and you still show up and you're a great role model, not just for yourself, but for other young boys in the world, you're going to be that person that nobody ever forgets. It's when you cross over that certain levels of consciousness will ever be able to perceive that somebody was consistent enough in environments where it lacked consistency, in experiences where people failed to be able to show up in these areas. So don't ever think for a second that you're not doing enough, that you're not saying enough, that your influence is not great enough on some type of grand scale. A lot of you guys have crossed over from being red witches into being white witches. And for those of you that don't know what that is, you might want to do your research. And so your role in life is about to change. Your influence in life is about to change. The type of things in the front lines that you're going to be called to are going to be very different. You are a part of a movement. It's a shift. It's a happening. 444. Yeah. The new paradigm is being built. But how else is it going to be built if nobody is taking action? And so that's where the distraction is intended to come from. If I distract you from taking action, you'll never start to build anything. You'll never start to do anything. And you'll be afraid of your own potential. At this point, those of you that have been called to these to shine your lights in these ways, Spirit needs you to know that you are not a part of the potential crowd. You are not a part of the potential rift of levels of consciousness. The potential is already inside of you. You just have to take the path of least resistance and remain in your vortex. Remain in your vortex that you feel divinely guided to do. And in a lot of situations, you won't be allowed to cast your pearls among swine, because if you give them too much than they're able to perceive, then the only thing that they can do is attack you. So understand that when you decide to break off more than someone can chew in one meal or one sitting, the only thing that's going to happen is they're going to attack you, because you've given them more than they can perceive. And this is why I feel like that's what I feel like these meetings are about. It's about creating more than one happening at the same time. And then it's an intention to delay something. So the less you know, the better. What I told you, you're a star. You are a part of the 144. That God DNA. Yeah, the Five of Swords. So Five of Swords is in reverse. See, you see how I said at first, this is the potential. The star represents where you can potentially go, your compass, right? Your direction, your navigation. When that 444 on the clock, when that transitions and it's now inside of you, just like I said, you will produce ideas. You will produce businesses. You will constantly give birth. Male or female, it's not a gender thing. You're supposed to be constantly giving birth. And then the Five of Swords in reverse is pretty much saying surrendering. After you push something out, let it go. Don't worry about how long it's going to take to manifest. You let it go. There may be one seed or one plant there may be one tree that's growing, and you're not meant to harvest it until 16 years from now. What you going to do? Sit there and wait 16 years before you actually feel inspired to do another one? No, you just keep putting out. You just keep doing. That's the Wheel of Fortune. Now, yes. So this is why the more you're focusing on your purpose, every other area of your life is going to be prosperous. Focus on your purpose. And you're going to notice that when you're focused on your purpose, your love life doesn't have to wait. Your self-development is always happening, right? Your relationship with your spirit guides is better than ever. All right? Now they can give you more. They can send more your way because you're not restricting them, trying to sabotage yourself or trying to compete with other people. Listen, competition is for mere mortals. So why would you go in combat with mortals? This is pretty much what this energy is saying. It's a waste. That's a waste of material. That's a waste of matter. I'm just saying. Like, oh, see, I told you, Two of Cups. You have to be in a relationship with your higher self. That got to be your first love. Your higher self, your purpose is your first love and relationship. Look at that. 8 of Wands. Come through, Spirit. See, there are those that have to wish and ask for something, and there are those that already know it's destined for them, that already know it is happening already for them. And that's kind of the, oh my gosh. I don't know what it is about this damn King of Pentacles in this deck, but this King of Pentacles in this deck is something different. And I feel like I feel like as long as you are focused on your purpose, your relationship, your soulmate connections are going to be good. We have the King and Queen of Pentacles. You need to obsess over your life purpose. And it allows you to be able to have a relationship where you're not at strife, a relationship where y'all are not codependent on each other. And that's just on period. You don't have, that's where all the insecurities get canceled. Because when you trust in that divine timing, and everything else is already, it's done. It's done. You're gonna know. Because I feel like y'all are eradicating fear, limiting beliefs. Y'all are trying to eradicate the fears, the phobias. It's like residual energy left from a prior paradigm. You know, like what if this and what if that. You can't apply a what if hypothesis to something that's already a constant variable. If you're going to be a constant variable, be the constant variable and stop trying to resonate with if and then theories. Stop trying to resonate with doubt. Look at all this green. Clarify the Eight of Swords, the High Priestess. I feel like, I feel like, you know, I get it. I get it now. What this is you know, when you're in this career field or you're in your work field and you got certain things going, especially for those of y'all that are prior workaholics, right? And you're trying to find balance between production and pleasure, right? You're trying to find balance between purpose and pleasure, and having that sacred balance, that sacred duality, while at the same time making sure that your ego is in check at all times, that you're not allowing your mind to trigger fear inside of you, and then you respond in a situation that is beastly. Let's just say it like that. Where you're trying not to respond in a beastly situation. I feel like the High Priestess and the Eight of Swords is showing me that, right? The High Priestess is like, you've triggered the primal instincts inside of me and I'm ready to fuck something up. Mm-hmm. And so what does the experiences do? The people that are being utilized to trigger you are going to try to look for what you're vulnerable about. They're going to try to find what you care about to try to attack that. If they can't trigger you, it's like, well, I know you love that person, so I'm going to go and do something to that person. And then you'll show me what you're really capable of. You know what I'm saying? Someone's trying to rattle a snake. And I feel like at the same time, someone's also trying to keep their ego in balance because they don't want to become so in their God complex that that fear causes them to put someone in a tower or like keep them away from everybody. You know how I'm saying? It has to be a balance between like never wanting to cross paths or never wanting to cross certain things, especially if you're in positions of like public eye and things like that. You can get to a space where you're like, you could love something so much to the point where you never want to cross them over into your public life. You know what I'm saying? And so that's also a part of the experience that a lot of divine beings are having right now. Can someone else take the gossip, militia, things like that, and will somebody try to use this person or that person as a means, as a way to hit below the belt? So, in those realms of possibilities, the only forward action that you're being divinely guided to take is the one of knowing. If you know that you have been divinely guided to trust that it will all work itself out, trust it. Let them make their move. Let them shoot their shot. Let them do what they want to do. Because at the end of the day, all of it's going to work into your favor. You're going to be very surprised. I feel like that's what, especially when it comes to work matters and things like that. Because I just feel like this King of Pentacles energy is just giving, don't test me. don't test me. I'm not in the mood to be tested. I'm not in the mood to be tested. And I feel like that's anybody or anything coming up against that archetype. So if you're going to throw around petty threats energetically, if you're going to project petty things, even in the slightest way, it's going to come with serious consequences. And at the same time, somebody as well don't want somebody else to have to see that side of them. But this is all going to work in your favor. This is all, I'm telling you, the Emperor. This is all going to work in yes. This is all going to work in somebody's favor. Trying to only portray the good side of yourself or the healed side of yourself is denying your other side of yourself. Every situation has to be looked at through both lenses. You have your positive response, and then you have your negative response. Even if you feel like you have to have a negative response to a situation, the only thing that makes it truly negative is how you regret doing it. But if you have no regret, then simmer down. It's okay. Pipe down, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Victory. You're still going to have a victory. I'm telling you. It's going to all work out in your favor. And the Six of Cups. Yes. Something this time around plays out totally different than it may have played out for you years ago. Okay. So trust. You have to trust the divine on this one. You let it go. Especially when it comes to work. Let it go. Something feels like you can't relax or you can't be easy, but you can. Because it feels like history is repeating itself, but it's not. It's already taken care of. That's how I see it. That's what I see for work. Something about work in regards to work. History is not repeating itself. I mean, like, it is, but it isn't. It's not meant to happen the way you may have negatively experienced it once upon a time. That was then, and this is now. New management. All right, so let's see what's manifesting with your person. So take this time. All right. Where's my little crystal? All right, take this time. This is my girlfriend, Libby. She's been with me for a very long time. I used to use her. I used to work with her a lot. especially the first year that I started practicing mediumship and connecting with the spiritual realm from a more tangible perspective. I used to hold this in my hand as I would channel for the spiritual realm, right? So I'm going to put this here and take a few seconds. She's so beautiful. Oh my God. The light, it's not even doing justice. But like, take a few seconds, and what I would do back in the day, I would stare into it and like go into a trance. Now, don't do this if you know that you are going through anything mentally. Look away. Look away. But anyway, like I was saying, you like if you look into it, or really connect, close your eyes and connect, and really think about, not think about, but feel. This is about feeling, using your senses. All right, labradorite. Using your senses, your sixth sense, to really connect with your intuition without relying on logic. Don't have a person in your mind. Don't think about a specific person. But ask your spirit team, ask your spirit guides to help connect you to your person, right? In its highest form. I know, right? I love Labradorite. I love her. But she was my first love. Libby was my first love. Yes, I talk to crystals. And now I am, like, my favorite crystal in the whole wide world is clear quartz. I put that shit on everything. I put it on everything. One day I will have what they call the room? I forgot what it's called. One day I'm going to have a yard, and in my yard it will be, like those, is it called a sun house? Like when you open the glass to the ceiling and you open it and they have like plants everywhere, and then you can see like the sun, you can see like all the stars. I think it's called a sun house or a flower house or something like that. And I'm going to have a pond just full of clear quartz crystals, and I'm going to bathe in that shit. Greenhouse. Yes, greenhouse. Like just the floor, just the ground, like build it, dig into the earth, and just line it with nothing but clear quartz. So I can float on my back and look at the stars. That's my dream. Okay. And it's like, from the entire greenhouse, no concrete, just straight dirt, just straight soil, just raw soil, the ground with no grass, and plants that are kind of planted in a wild way with vines. I've seen it. It's going to happen. I believe it. And in Libby, I'm going to rest her there. That will be her resting place. And until that happens, honey, it's me and you, girlfriend. Okay, so Spirit, what's manifesting with Taurus person? Okay, their highest and greatest good. Please connect me. Taurus. Oh, what I said. Yin and yang. Come through, Spirit. See, y'all did it. See? That's what happens, yin and yang energy. Balance. I was saying that. I said balance, duality. That's another 4. I feel like your person may have had like a bad day. Okay. Something may have felt like a bad day for your person in some capacity, or certain things, we all have them. So I feel like right now, currently, what's manifesting is your person is rebalancing, they're recentering, they're regrouping, they are, they're working on calming down. Okay, especially if they're dealing with anything to do with like an opportunity, a commitment, anything that deals with the Ace of Pentacles. They have a lot of things going on at once, and so they have to stay focused to like schedules, routines, and still try to remain positive about the good news coming, and still try to remain devoted to their spiritual practice. That's a lot. And still show up for their purpose. That's a lot. Hangman energy. And so for a while, this person feels like they're stuck. Like they have to like they're stuck to some, like they can, their hands are tied. They can only do so much right now. But I rather the hangman position in this way, because this is telling me that this is pro-choice and it's not something that they're resisting. All right. So if they feel like they're unable to really maybe talk to you, communicate with you, or something like that, or they're unable to really tell you a lot of things, or, you know, I feel like somebody is working, or they're at work, or they're working a lot, and they just don't want to worry about you, or they don't want to worry about things that are out of their control right now. Respectfully, respectfully. They don't want to be worried about nobody trying you. They don't want to be worried about nobody trying them. Okay? When the time is right, everything, they just want to trust that everything will work out. So we have the 4 of Swords. I feel like somebody's also tired. They miss being able to meditate. Yeah. So I don't know which one of you are representatives of the moon energy. In some cultures, the moon energy is masculine energy. And then for other cultures, it's feminine. So take how it resonates. But what I do see here is I feel like your person is trying to lean on you for strength. I feel like your person is trying to receive like reassurance in some type of way. Now, I don't feel like necessarily this is something that has to come with words. Like you need to pick up the phone and call Tyrone. I'm sorry. I can't help it. It's like right there waiting for me to say it. Okay, it's not like you need to go and call somebody. This is telling me if this person is unable to meditate, maybe you can meditate and you can send love through your heart, and you can pour into yourself. The more you pour into yourself, it kind of re-energizes your person. So you have to trust that if that person is getting the messages or not. You have to know for surety that that person is receiving the positive frequency, the positive vibes. Okay. Ace of Swords in reverse. I feel like your person thinks that you're rushing them, or they may feel like you're rushing them. Seven of Pentacles. I don't know if you guys are projecting, or they may feel like they're being rushed, like forced to make a decision, forced to do something. I don't know. Five of Cups. Six of Wands in reverse. Okay, so with the Five of Wands in reverse, oh, I don't feel like this has necessarily something to do with you specifically. I feel like this person is healing. They're rejoining the world. Yeah, so this may be somebody that been single for a long time. Maybe they're not really used to accepting help, or they're not really used to accepting compliments or positive things from other people. This feels like somebody that is used to constantly giving out positive vibes to other people. They're constantly saying things to nice people. So when someone says something nice to them, or someone speaks life into them, they feel like it's flattery. They feel like it's some like a trick under somebody's sleeve, and it makes them wonder, like, it's like they're accustomed to people running away from them and them chasing them or something like that. But I don't feel like you are intentionally trying to make someone chase you. It feels like you're having to figure it out by yourself for whoever's watching. Like, you're not trying to make this person chase you at all, because the Five of Cups is in reverse. But you can't make this person believe that you're genuine, right? Something about this energy makes me feel like you can't make someone believe that you're genuine. And so then puts in a position where you don't know the right thing to say without, and then worrying that you're saying the wrong things. So there is, with the moon energy, this is also telling me things that haven't been said. This is also telling me what you would want to say. Like, if we wanted to be honest with someone, someone may feel like they are kind of afraid of being exploited. They're afraid of being exploited by someone or used by someone. And they feel like everyone around them is being fake. And so if you send love to this person that is genuine, because they're surrounded by a lot of fakeness, you may end up getting mixed up with the riffraff, you know? Because somebody genuinely doing something nice for someone, or genuinely saying something positive to them without, for nothing in return, it feels awkward. And when something like that feels awkward, it just kind of shows that someone is not used to being on the receiving end. And so, especially if this is a masculine energy, there's a masculine energy that desires to be on the receiving end. But if you attempt to give to that person, they look at you all strange and weird. Yeah, because they're accustomed to carrying the burden. They're accustomed to just doing everything, or it's like, if you try to lighten this person's load or do anything more, They start to feel like you are, it's like a kryptonite. You're weakening them in some way, is what they're saying. And so they may try to avoid you when they have to be super strong, because in public or everyday life, they can't show up and perform at work, or they can't show up and perform in their life because you make this person feel like they have to, like they need to go get balanced. That's what I'm seeing here. You make someone feel like they need to go get balanced. Yes. Like, maybe I got more work to do. Like, you make someone feel like they need to go back and work on themselves, like, constantly. I'm telling you, it's like the type of intensity that they feel from this connection makes them want to sit on their hands and distract themselves. It makes them want to, because you make them want to chase. And so if they've been spiritually balancing themselves and their spirit has been saying, don't chase, be patient, when the idea of you being around or them talking to you makes them want to pursue, it makes them want to hunt. That's what I'm saying here. Yeah. And so they become a lip biting animal. And I feel like this is happening both ways. It makes the other person, it makes the both of you guys want to throw away rule books, playbooks, makes you want to throw away rules, makes you want to throw away the whole damn spiritual practice, please. Throw away the whole shenanigans. All of it was fuckery. All of it was foolishness. I don't even know why I signed up for that shit. What are we doing? And so if we're to be honest, right? The Ace of Swords is in reverse. If you're to be honest and genuinely honest, to sit there and be like, oh, and the sky is beautiful, and I hope you have a beautiful sunny day. What you really want to say is, I want to fuck you today. But you wouldn't be feeling like you spiritually healed, or you wouldn't be feeling like you spiritually ready to get back out there and indulge in any type of way, because you like, oh, God, I will stop. I will stop if you just tell me. If you just tell me, I will stop. And it's like, do you want me to stop? But I will stop. Not. And so for those of you that have been on this journey where, let's say you found yourself in situations where you listen to that primal instincts and you engage in activity with another person just for them to one night stand you, and just for them to, lie to you, cheat on you, betray you, and misuse you, you would have been on a spiritual journey of trying to temper those sexual urges, right? You would have been on a journey of trying to wait for God to tell you that it's okay for you to indulge. And unless God gives you the green light, you wouldn't want to tamper, right? Because you have been chastised. The universe has chastised you before about choosing wrong, right? So when it comes to a point where you come encounter with the right person, it's even harder. It's 10 times harder. 10 times harder not to listen to your instincts, because it feels so right. But now your mind is like, wait a minute. Is this a test? Am I being tested? Like, hello? And then spirit's like putting you on do not disturb. Like, they have all walked out and closed the door and left you in the room with the thing you desire the most. And you're trying to wait on spirit to tell you what to do. And I think them walking out of the room was them saying, I'm going to give you your privacy because I know you want this. I know you want it. I know you want it. So now you have to make this decision by yourself. And remember, you can only regret what you weren't honest with. So if you were honest with yourself and you knew exactly what you wanted, then you would regret not acting off what your heart's desired, right? If you did do something that you genuinely want, then why would you have any regrets? You see how that works? It's a simple riddle, but boy does it feel hard to make. So that's from one person's perspective. And then tap tap tap, you have the other person's perspective where they've been on a journey of self-restraint. They've been on a journey of balancing their urges, their primal instinctual urges, and trying to be intentional with how their physical desires match their emotional desires and how their thoughts coexist with things that they want. So they're trying to make sure their actions match their thoughts match their feelings. And a part of having all of that energy going on this journey of, hell, they could have been on a celibate journey too. They've been going on this journey of ignoring the flattery, ignoring compliments, and they've been in isolation in their own journey of like people hitting on them and they're ignoring them, or people trying to get their attention and they got really good at ignoring people. They got really good at detaching and being a workaholic and not entertaining anyone. And then here your ass come. Okay, collective, here your ass come. And everything that they worked really hard to not do for this moment, it feels like they don't want to listen to none of it. It feels natural to ignore all of those rules because, you know, if they were really being honest, if they were really being honest, they would just take action. They would just do what they want to do. And so there's a lot of pressure on both ends. But the major thing here, the major lesson here is, are you being genuinely honest about what your heart desires? Are you being genuinely honest about what your heart truly desires? Or are you keeping it PG? You're keeping it real. Yeah, the hangman. I'm going to restrain myself. I am going to... Oh, yeah, y'all are the bane to each other's existence. Y'all are each other's kryptonite. And I don't feel like this is a one-way street, but I feel like y'all trigger this desire inside of the both of you that it's because y'all feel like y'all know each other. You know that feeling? And so you're trying to determine what's the best choice ahead. What's the best decision ahead? Because the both of y'all don't want the other person to perceive you as being who you're not. You know what I mean? Woo. Oh, y'all spirit guides have set y'all up. Both of y'all don't want to. Oh, y'all spirit guides set y'all up. I'm telling you, temperance. Both of you guys don't want to rock the boat. But y'all want to rock the boat. But y'all don't want to rock the boat. Sheesh. And so we have the Ace of Wands. The Ace of Swords is in reverse with the World card in reverse. So this is a lesson to learn. Let's be honest. Let's be honest, right? Let's have a moment of honesty. Back in the day, before you guys became celibate, before you guys was on this spiritual journey, okay, of isolation, celibacy, all that stuff, okay? If you ever decided to engage with another person intimately, right? Sexually, intimately, any of that, because we have the Ace of Wands here. So we're definitely talking about sexual intimacy. Let me ask you a question. When you were about to engage in sexual activity, do you feel like you settled? This is a very simple question. Did you feel like you settled? Before you let them put it in, before y'all got to talking, did you feel like you, before you put it in or whatever, however you happened or whatever, did the thought come into your mind like, I shouldn't be doing this? Or, oh, I don't really want to do it, but I'll do it anyway? Back in the day, anybody, I don't care how many times you've ever been sexually involved in your entire lifetime, did there ever come a time where you felt like, I don't really feel anything emotionally for that person, but hey, I could do it? If you did, then that was your body, your heart, letting you know that you were doing it. You were doing something. Ace of Wands, not out of feeling mentally, spiritually balanced with that person, in alignment with that person, and therefore, that creates an unfinished business type of tie, right? That creates a soul tie because you enacted something, you did something with someone that you had to take time and really convince yourself. The hangman is pretty much saying, when you did those activities, you did it at a space of convincing yourself that it would feel good, convincing yourself that it was going to just do something for you. So no matter who comes along, when you feel like you are struggling to think, like when you feel like you are struggling to, like your body just wants to do, like your body remember your body is actually made, is how, like 72 or 75% water, which is memory, right? So in the water, your body is doing what feels natural. Okay. Now your mind, the Ace of Swords with the World card, is saying that you don't remember what your body remembers. Okay. You just don't. But if you want to do something with someone, you feel this desire to do something, it feels natural to you, it feels like it's a no-brainer for you, then your spirit has no conflict, is not in conflict with your heart's desires. What's in conflict with you is your thoughts. It's in the mental realm. It's in the logical realm. You can't apply logic to something that feels instinctual. You can't apply logic in order to tap into imagination, into your spiritual realm. You have to release control. And releasing control looks like you allow your spirit to do what it wants to do. You feel me? So if you want to know what feels like the right thing to do, it's going to come from you honoring what your spirit wants. Because you can't, you'll feel less, you'll have less, what's that word? I won't say less. What I want to say is, no matter what happens, you feel like you did what you wanted to do, and therefore you have no regret. All of this is about you walking away without regret, no matter what happens, which is another form of not having control, right? So the question is, do you love me? Do you love me? Now that I Ooh. Okay, so let's talk about the collective of you guys that have this thing where it's like, well, I don't want nobody else to think bad about this person. I don't want nobody to speculate about whether or not this person is a good guy or a good girl or whatever. There's something about the Ace of Cups, gossip, and not wanting someone to walk away feeling ashamed of what society, what friends, what family may say about, you know, what you do when you do what you do. So, for those of you that feel that way, my question to you is going to be, where does your validation lie? Does your validation lie in other people, or does your self validation lie in you? If your validation lies in yourself, no one outside of you can make you feel as if you depleted your self worth or your self value. All of these are choices. But in every situation, in every encounter that you have with people, including your person, it's going to give you back some information about where you place your focus and where you place your validation, if it's internal or external. If something is internal for you and you don't need other people's approval or support of your choices, you don't walk away feeling as if you depreciated yourself. Just the same way as for the other person. This is a reflection of them too. If they value the way other people perceive you, then they're already walking into the situation believing that your worth is attached to your reputation. And when those two things conflict, you're always going to find yourself in a situation where that person has placed you on a pedestal, and that person has a archetype of what value looks like. And yes, in that type of dynamic, subconsciously, without that person even being aware of it, they have kind of placed you on a scale of worth in their subconscious mind. And once someone has a scale of worth in their subconscious mind, they have to evaluate where they're getting their stats from, where they're getting their archetypes from. Because at the end of the day, if that person walk away feeling as if they would only talk about whatever went down between the both of you from a space of, I can't tell nobody, or it's going to make someone look bad, or I have to protect them from everyone else's opinion, then they have put too much value in everyone else's opinion. And furthermore, why would you even consider someone else's opinion of how you're perceived if you weren't going to tell them anyway? Right? So this is where the both of you have to get clear on whether you're making decisions out of a space of loneliness, or you're really making a decision from a space of, are you trauma bonding, or are you making a decision from a space of true heart's desires? There are different frequencies. Loneliness causes you to trauma bond and create soul ties. What your heart's desires liberates you from ever not necessarily experiencing, but pretty much accepting That's where the limits lie. That's where the limitation is. That's the belief systems. And that's why I said there's limiting belief systems that's triggering fear in people. What would other people say? What would this person say? And I feel like this goes back to how they condition young boys and young girls to perceive value and worth. As long as you perceive value and worth based off of the image or the reputation of how other people can validate that for you, you're going to walk away always feeling empty and void. And that's the fucking tower that has to fall. Because all that's going to happen is you plant that type of stuff together. And who's finna go into a spiritual garden and plant that type of narrative? Who's finna co-create off of that? No, 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 no. So when you are in a position where boy meets girl, okay, when you're in a position where Ace of Cups meets the Ace of Wands, right? Emotions, your spirit, and all of these things are in alignment. You're gonna need the other two before you can have the Ace of Pentacles. The opportunity has to be perfect alignment. And this is where it hits, because right now the thoughts are out of alignment. We need this. We need this to look like this. You got to surrender this part right here. The Ace of Pentacles, the action. I mean the manifestation of this mixing, the thoughts got to be in alignment. So this is where y'all got to get clear with the Tower cards. Have you accepted your truth? And this is not about changing yourself or going back into hermit, but accepting your truth. What aligns your thoughts to your actions and your actions to your feelings is when you're honest with your truth. The only thing that your spirit requires from you is your truth. True statement. I don't know. I don't have it out yet. I haven't got to that chapter of my life yet for me to know exactly how will respond to X, Y, and Z. But what I can tell you is the truth. And so everybody's truth is different. But if you have to turn your thoughts off in order to do something, then go at an honest pace. I feel like that's going at an honest pace rather than procreating a bad cycle into your life. Don't procreate a bad cycle into your life. And take a page approach to something that's divine. If you're going to have a divine experience, you're going to have to feel this from the inside. Okay? And that's how you invest. All right? You got to invest wholeheartedly. That's what I'm seeing here. You got to be real. Clarify this ace of with how you communicate even with each other. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles is saying the Seven of Coins. You have to get clear on why it is you want to do something, why it is you want something. You got to have your why. And when you know your why, it comes to you effortlessly. Yes, I'm telling you what you need to know. Okay. What I see here, whatever you do, I feel like this is a lot to do with the moon energy. All right. New moon energy is really the cycle that I'm seeing here. So on a new moon, you about to be a new person on a new moon energy. See, a lot of times we like to be the version of ourselves that we think the other person desires. That is self-sacrificing, right? So, wherever you are in life right now at this phase, that is the truest form that you can show up into any room, into any situation, into any sexual activity. Wherever you truly are right now in your life. Whenever this happens, whenever is supposed to happen, because you have the wheel of fortune here. So, if you want to sing, sing. If you want to cuss, cuss. If you want to be yourself, be free spirit, that's where you are in your life. You don't have to force your development and force your to be appealing or liked by people. You will attract the right kind of people. And those that cannot tolerate you, or they feel like they have to tolerate you and you make them feel uncomfortable, that's a confirmation to let them go. And I feel like even down to friendships, families, and lovers, especially when it comes to your person, like if you have to be like, it's okay to change, you know what I'm saying? And this is where you need to know where it's only for you, right? Because sometimes we can meet people that inspire us to be better versions of ourselves, and that's a positive thing. As we are all interconnected and we are all affected by who you spend the most time with, you typically act the most like. You know what I'm saying? So if you hang around a certain level of consciousness for a long period of time, you will start to blend in. Okay. And when you become aware, typically it's through meeting new people and socializing, that is a level of consciousness that you once resonated with, but you no longer resonate with. The divine is going to bring in, you will attract your next tribe, and it will keep happening and happening until you reach the highest version of yourself. I do feel like at this phase of your journey, when you come across the right person that's meant for you, they will understand. They will understand that y'all are meant to grow together. So, yes, you and them will experience multiple versions of yourself. It doesn't mean you are not who you truly are. It doesn't mean that you are faking the funk or being someone that you're not. What it's trying to reveal to you is that you have met your match, the type of person that inspires you to continuously grow, the type of person that inspires you to always shed new old skin and become the highest versions of yourself. That is not a downfall to you. That is not a a hit at, oh, you're changing, you're not who you used to be. No. You are aware of how you have changed over and over and over again. It's only the people that are karmic in your life that believe that you have changed and you need to change back to something. So when you meet someone that says, okay, I can tell that you're blossoming in this direction, and they enable that in your life, and they support that into your life, and they want that for you, there is nothing that you can do that would make them look at you like you are fake, phony, or anything less than valuable to them. Matter of fact, they would support your growth. They would support your changes. Whatever you say you want to do, even if you just start, you wouldn't want to have to tell them or them read your mind. Whatever you start doing, they're just going to continue open doors and doing things that makes you feel supported, that makes you feel like they are they're right on board with you, they're right in alignment with you, they're growing with you, they're going to match your energy. Okay? And then when you decide that you're out of that phase, they're going to transition with you. And that's how you know that you met your person. That's how you know that you've met your forever partner. Because they're not expecting you to be fixed. They're not expecting you to be always perfect. They're not expecting you to hide from them. They want you to feel vulnerable, and they want you to feel, and this goes both ways. And I feel like this is a part where masculine energy has to learn how to allow feminine energy in. And trust. And this is where trust comes in. You'll never know if that feminine energy is for you if you don't allow them to see, if you don't open up. If you don't allow that giving and receiving of going with the energy, going with the flow of how you feel. Positives, negatives, because you need to be able to see that if she can't handle the heat in your kitchen in some type of way, then she may not be able to match your energy of growing with you as well. You know, I'm not saying that you should show every, like, it's not about, oh, I'm going to just sabotage and show someone all my negative sides, because if they can accept those, then I know they're for me. No, it's not about that. It's about genuinely going through life and experiencing life from a space of autonomy. Because when you have those moments where there's a miscommunication or someone feels some type of way, it creates dialogue, it creates conversation, and you guys get to talk about topics without running away from them, running and chasing. That you guys have outgrown those phases of development. What I'm seeing here, you guys have outgrown it. Y'all got a lot of major cards here. So y'all are at a phase on your journey where the opportunity is going to open, the path is going to open itself up to you where the conversation is appropriate. And when the conversation is appropriate, that's not the moment where you try to keep everything copacetic to the point where you deny yourself what you feel. You feel something, say it. I feel like society has created this narrative that you have to wear a mask and you have to like sound all poetic and justified and I'm justified in what I want to talk about, or I said it in a way where you should be able to receive what I'm saying. If you do away with both of those things and you just say, hey, listen, or whatever, or you come up with your own way of doing it, you don't have to be justified to have feelings, and you don't have to always have everything said right for a person to always hear what you're saying. You don't have to listen to respond. You can just be. I feel something. And in that moment, in the imperfection of that moment, it will bring you closer and closer together. So that's kind of like what I'm seeing here. It's a very easy tweak. It's nothing really difficult, but I do feel like you got to speak your truth. That's the key. The Ace of Swords in reverse, you got to speak your truth. And when I feel like when the Ace of Swords is upright and the truth is what it is, the truth is whatever it is, then every other, oh yeah, now you got to be honest now. You got to be 100% honest. So if you know that you're lonely and you're at a phase in your life where you're just lonely and you're really not trying to get serious or something like that, then be honest about it. Because you may not know whether or not 6 years down the line something's going to be perfect. And you may not have it all figured out. And you may not know. And looking that far down the line may be very scary for you. Then be honest. Nothing is more attractive than being honest. I don't know what I want to do tomorrow, but my truth is this. And that's where the burden of feeling like, what if I say the wrong things and then that person wants to completely walk out of my life, or completely, It's okay to communicate your needs, your desires, and speak from a space of truth and authenticity of where you are at right now. Not sitting here creating a resume like, well, in the next 6 years, I want to do this and I want to like that. All that's cap. It's cute, but it is a way to boost up your self-worth or your worth to another person. But all of that is conditioning that you even have to put on. Now, again, I am tapping into your heart's desires. Your heart's desires is love. So anytime I'm tapping into heart's desires as being the love frequency, I am talking about people that desire true love. I am not talking about sprinkle sprinkle or people that desire financial security. This is the wrong energy to be tapping into for that. This is true love. This is a different type of frequency. This is love. So if you're trying to fix people and play with their minds and do different things, it won't work in this type of realm. It won't work with this type of energy. Because whatever you're offering, whatever you're trying to do, it won't be enough. If you're trying to buy love, it ain't going to be enough. You won't be able to fill this cup. But if you're able to be honest and say, this is what I am capable, this is what I don't know, what my life is looking like. And I feel like a lot of the connotation around how people are supposed to know. I don't care. One thing about having children with sickle cell has taught me is in a life where we all are in pursuit of the American dream and we all are in pursuit of having this lifestyle that secures us our future. That shit ain't real. It's not real. When you have to deal with the type of health condition every single day of your life that requires you to be flexible with your plans, requires you to be flexible with unexpected changes in plans, that requires you to have a level of grace, not only for yourself, but for other people involved. It puts you in a position where everything that you thought you knew about the world and the conditions and what's happiness and what's not happiness, it shatters it in the blink of an eye. And the only thing that you have to go off of is the aspiration or the inspiration to wake up every single day. So when you can perceive so much because those limitations no longer hold you back from knowing what it means to really enjoy your life, what it means to really find joy in life, experience it for yourself. So that way other people are not in control of how you feel on the inside, or the circumstances of your children's health doesn't dictate how you feel for yourself. It teaches you a very valuable lesson. And that is the only thing that's guaranteed is today. So if you are not waking up every single day with the intention to find reasons to be happy for yourself and reasons to look forward to bliss on a daily basis, you will miss out on all of the beautiful things that life has for you. You will miss out on moments and memories out of fear that you won't get it right tomorrow. When tomorrow is never guaranteed. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys. Just sharing my own personal testimonies, take it or leave it. I'm a little extreme, but I live in a very extreme life. So I wouldn't change myself for anybody. I wouldn't want to be anything less than extreme, because it has brought me to a space of peace and tranquility. And no man on earth man or woman, will ever be able to shatter that. I could tell if you could shatter a lot of shit, but you can't shatter me, baby. My spirit is big. Oh, but I love you guys, Taurus. I will be making my appearance on the Lovebirds tier along with the Stay Nested tier. If you guys are a part of those memberships, turn your notifications. Okay, so I'm gonna go get some wine so I can wind down. Okay, and it's Friday. I'm about to party. I don't care what nobody up to. I'm about to party. So if y'all want to hang out on the membership side, let's chill. Let's talk. All right. Let's talk all things relationship, love, all the adulting stuff. I'm not really for that. So definitely make sure that you come and you bring the goodness. Okay. Spark you one if you got one. Let's celebrate. This is a great time for Taurus energy all year long. This is the year of glow up for Taurus. So the best versions of yourself will want to come bursting through. And I'm about to be like that. I'm about to pull on that spirit. I'm about to call that spirit about you. We finna conjure it out. I love you guys. Happy birthday. If your birthday is already passed, if your birthday is coming, happy birthday. And yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be fun. I love you guys. Y'all have a blessed weekend. Remember to always stay nested in love if you're not already, okay? All right. Bye-bye.